Hi, happy Friday evening. Right, so this is another prep food dish idea based on, and what I'll do next time is I'll do something with pasta, I'll do something with rice, because I know you've got probably more of that than what I'm showing you. So that'll probably be more useful. I've got a lot of this stuff, but that'll be tubbed up and stuck in the freezer. So I've just done a lot of it. I'll tell you what this is in a minute. So there's this, I've mentioned it in previous videos. This is Tropical Sun powdered mash. Now, it was about a year old, maybe a little bit older, maybe 2 years before I finally got around to, because it was a 5 kilo bag, which was overkill, but you got more bang for your buck. Worked out cheaper, a lot cheaper. So it was about a year and a half, maybe 2 years into or approaching the use by date. So it was close to the use best before date before I decided to, divide it up into these pack bags. So I'm trying to work my way through this lot because I've got some fresh bags upstairs because you just can't go wrong with it. It goes so far, it's ridiculous, and it's so easy to mix. You just add water, butter, although you can miss the butter out because you've got fat in your corned beef, and some salt, a little bit of salt. That's it, and then mix it all up so you've got a corned beef hash. I've missed something off. Bear with me. Just a little bit of that on there. And this is that freeze-dried grated cheese, which is, bear with me, there we go, absolutely fine. But that's me. I'm not advising you do this. Again, disclaimers. It's up to you whether or not you use your beyond best before food or not. It's up to you. So I started off with, you see, I like to infuse my olive oil. So that's garlic infused, and you can tell this is chili infused. So it's just chili flakes that come in, this kind of jar, and I just put, fill it up to about, I don't know, a tenth, and then top it up with olive oil and just give it a good shake for about 5 minutes and then let it settle, and then give it a good shake up again before I use it again. And I've used the last of that up, poured that into the frying pan, used half a red onion, caramelized the half of a red onion, which was finely chopped, very finely chopped, fried that up so it was caramelized, then tipped that into the frying pan until it was browned. Believe it or not, that is browned. And then tin tomatoes, half a tin of tomatoes, added a bit of water to it. One thing I've noticed about the tomatoes is that the tin that I've just used, oh, by the way, the corned beef, October 2023. Yeah, the tin tomatoes, normally when I used to buy tin tomatoes, it'd have 2 years, best before 2 years in 2 years time, best before 2.5 or 3 years time sometimes. Nearly all of the tin tomatoes that I'm buying now are best before, well, that one was best before December 2024. So I'm wondering if we are currently buying the last of the tinned stock. I don't know. It's just made me think, that's all. So the tin tomatoes, I put it in the pan cold. Then I added dried basil, dried oregano, and then cooked it because it kind of rehydrates the little flakes. And then I've just garnished it with freshly chopped chives. Freshly chopped chives. I'll tell you what, it'd be impressive if I can pull off saying that on one of my little pissed up kitchen lounge nights. So the chives are from my garden. These are really pretty basil leaves from the garden. And that's pretty much it. You know, it's and it's really tasty and relatively healthy. I can't say enough about this mash. Tropical Sun powdered mash from eBay. You might be better off buying the 1.5 kilogram bag to see if you like it. It's just potato. If you have a look at the ingredients list, just potato. But it just goes on forever, you know. Yeah, I don't know if anyone's. I'm going to talk about a few other little things as well. But yeah, this is a meal idea using your powdered mash up and your best before, beyond best before tinned food. If you're prepared to do that, that's on you, not me. Yeah, David Curtin. He put a video out yesterday about something that they're trying to push through in Northern Ireland. The WHO have been very, very busy whilst you've been looking over there. They've been up to some dodgy shit over there. This is what they do. We're surrounded by distractions, you know, and it's really hard to keep your eye on the ball. This is why we've got to keep our heads on a swivel. So yeah, watch this video. It's about they're trying to make it so that you are no longer in charge of your bodily autonomy. So for those of us who did turn down the juice, it could get to the point where if another pandemic occurred, you could be forced jabbed. Now I will say publicly right now that if anyone comes at me and tries to harm me, I'm well within my rights to defend myself. And if you're trying to put something in me that I don't agree with or don't know anything about, or it's experimental or whatever, if it comes to it, I will use lethal force as part of my right and the Castle Doctrine. You know, don't fuck with me. So have a look at that video. I've got no reason not to believe David Curtin, because I think he's a very, very integral man. I really do. And I think he would have done his research. He would have known what he was talking about before he put it out on a video. So it is quite concerning, but then it's not. It's not. Fuck 'em. Did a little bit of foraging today, and got some chestnuts. Now is the time to go foraging for chestnuts. So if you know anywhere where there's a chestnut tree, I would recommend. I didn't go with gardening gloves on, right? And they are a bastard to get. It's like trying to whack a hedgehog. You know, they're so spiky, but they're worth it. So that's all I got, you know, and I'll be roasting them up later on and having them as a snack. That's the last of my blueberries off my bush. I've got a massive, massive crop this year from those 4 plants. This is Sri Lankan devil chili paste. It's hardcore, right? Now I showed I did a three-part series of prepping gear that I've got. I don't know if anyone remembers that. Feel free to go back. You know, some of it might be interesting to you, some of it might not be. And I showed one of these you pump it. I can't remember what the I think it was I can't remember what the quantity was of liquid that you can put in them, and then you just pump it until you can't pump it anymore. And then when you spray it, it reaches between 12 and 15 foot. Now, if you put 80% water in there and then mix that with 20% water, Make sure it's well stirred and well dissolved into the water. Then put that 20% in so that this thing's full. These pump action things is full. And as a defense, if you need to defend yourself, that'll stop anyone in its tracks because their eyes will be on fire. So just saying, non-lethal defense. Yeah, one last thing before I go. The whole Iraq, the whole Iran, just bear with me, Iran and Israeli thing. I remember someone reading off a list, some official, and I'm not sure if it was during George Bush Senior's reign or his thick as pig shit son's reign. No conflict of interest there. But they reeled off a list of countries that they wanted to attack, take over, invade, whether direct or proxy. And the last one on the list was Iran. Does anyone remember this? If you do, please drop it down in the comments, because I do know, I can't remember what the other countries were. Not now, off the top of my head, I can't. So I'm not going to pretend to try and reel them off, but I know for a fact that all of the others were done. The last one was Iran. So I'm wondering if, again, Maya Tusi is really pissing me off right now, because I said that he's usually impartial, but he's not impartial now. He's all Israel, all. So I'm wondering if our government, seeming to side with Islam and Islam is just a smokescreen. And America, America have pulled ships back. They've pulled them back because of the threat, just from the Houthis, let alone Iran and their army, their proper official army. So yeah, I'm wondering if it's all just some one big smokescreen, and they're doing it via proxy through Israel. And I'm not a fan of Netanyahu. He's an egotistical fucker. He really is. It's all ego. He doesn't care. They've taken out their own before. And, the vast majority of the people that live in Israel are mainly kind of in the centre. So one tactical nuke, this could get really shitty really quickly. And there are two sides. There are always two sides. Maya Tusi he's meant to be an independent alternative media source, an independent journalist. And he should be setting the bar to what it should be with our own media, which isn't, as we know. So he's not being impartial. He's all one-sided. And that does piss me off, And he's been impartial. He's not been impartial about a lot of things. So, but anyway, this is a good idea. You don't have to put corned beef in your hash. You can just make a normal hash with onions and bits and bobs. Get creative. And then to put in the middle of it, you could just have, put like a 5-bean if you're vegetarian, or you could make this vegan. You could. It's all doable. There are lots and lots of different ways of doing this, and it tastes amazing. So I might do one of my little pissed up talks over the weekend, but I can't guarantee it, because I watched the last one back, and it made me cringe a little bit, because I just ran out of things to say, So there were these really awkward silences, and yeah. Anyway, if I don't, Have a lovely weekend, everyone. And yeah, don't stress. Stay strong. Stay focused. Much love. Ciao for now.